can do almost, well, you can do every maneuver in the air that you can on the ground. Just by, you can put your glider up on the edge and apply brake on the high side, and it's exactly like a saat. It's the same body motion.
It's just staying still instead of rotating around you.
Yeah.
So you just have like all of your weight shift on one side and the brake, and it's just keeping there, and then you let out and it goes too far down, and it would be like exiting a saat where it just falls into the sand. And if you pull too much, it goes too far up and stalls and spins, so it'd be like a coconut spin. So for like having the wing pull you up the hill like a sailboat going up, you basically are standing straight below your wing with it kited and stable, and you just brake on one side to turn the wing to that side. Instead of following underneath it like you would to keep it stable and above your head, you lean away from it and it comes to the side, and then it often can hit the ground and just like stay there, and then you can bring it back up and you control it with the top brake to bring it up and to bring it down. And then when you want it to start taking you up the hill, you have to lean away from it and then run like in the same direction, and normally upwind a little bit because it has to be cross, otherwise you have to be going too fast. And you can brake to actually give it more lift and pull you up the hill faster. So at the beginning, normally you have to run down the hill a little bit to get some speed in the wing, and then as it gets speed and creates more lift, then you start running up the hill, and you just control it and keep the wingtip touching the ground or just a half a meter up, because if it goes too far up, then it stops pulling you up and it kind of takes off. And then for when the wind is perfectly straight up the hill, you can do it in both directions. So to change direction, I find instead of bringing it up quite slowly, because it has quite a lot of speed and you're running, and normally you take off and fly like away from the hill, the best thing is to stay on the ground to go up the hill as fast as you can. So you bring it up and then you kind of spin the wing like 180 degrees, and you turn your body at the same time. And then when the wing is on the other side, then you just control it and make sure that the wing isn't stalled or something, and then you continue going up the other direction. Yeah, and as far as barefooting, it's the same thing. It's just instead of running, you're sliding your feet like away from the sand and away from your wing. And the wing is basically like controlled, dragging you up the hill. And then for the same way, you kind of slide up the hill and you twist the wing, and you change direction, just dragging your feet the whole time. And then as far as jumping with the wing on the dune, I usually take like a half twist, so I'm facing my wing and you can see what is happening, and take the D's, like I just clip the brakes on and take the D's, and so I brake it, and often with the D's it doesn't stall as easily, so you can add more brake without it like going back on the dune. And then when you want to make your jump, it has to be quite windy. You just let the D up and give it a surge and jump back, and then brake, and it brings you up, and then it's just like controlled surges. Yeah, basically like dolphin, going up and down like this, but just on the dune. Yeah, well, my objective is basically to just continue flying and have as much fun as I can. And my goal is obviously to have as much fun, where like if I was to go into teaching or doing something, I think I would lose a lot of the fun aspect of the sport. So I think we will continue flying as much as we can and traveling as much as we can. And festivals are our favorite to travel at because there's no stress and we just make a nice show, and it's free flight. It's the most unrestricted event that we can do. So I think right now we'll try to finish our studies as fast as we can, and then what we've learned throughout our life is we can't really plan anything because it's always going to change, so there's really no point in planning it.
But paragliding will definitely be a part of our life.
Yeah, for a long time.
Yeah.
Here's a way to turn your wing over when the leading edge is against the ground. The situation often occurs when you collapse the wing. On the beach, you can also use this technique to empty the wing of any sand collected inside it, the weight of which could prevent it from flying. Therefore, the objective is to turn the wing on its yaw axis. How's it done? From a central position, with yourself and the wing in line with the wind's direction, as when taking off, use a single brake to induce the rotation. The trick consists of shifting yourself slightly in the opposite direction, which will break the wing's alignment with the wind. This has the effect of accentuating the asymmetrical climb of the wing, greatly speeding up the side you're trying to bring back. Once this half of the wing has returned to the correct side, you can follow your wing and pre-inflate it in the normal way to finally reposition it. Strong conditions are the cause of a lot of accidents at takeoff. Inflation in stronger winds is possible, but demands a good mastery of the technique. Here's a tip for reducing the power of the wing during inflation. On a glider equipped with 4 front risers, use only the central ones to effect the inflation. Only the middle of the wing will be under tension during the inflation, and thus the pressure is greatly reduced. Here's a technique for practicing inflation at the edge of the wind window, requiring 2 people. As we have seen, at the edge of the window, the power of the wing is reduced. This technique can therefore be useful in strong wind, but demands an excellent technical level of skill. It will help you carry out your training in safety. Always practice in a moderate breeze. Alter the alignment of wind, pilot, wing, so as to position the wing at the edge of the wind window. Your assistant will then control the wing's climb from becoming too fast. By changing your position, you can control the loading on the wing. Thanks to the outside brake, you ensure the axis of the climb. It only remains to recenter yourself beneath the wing.
I often tried to reach the stars. I never caught a single one. I hope you'll be my guide, that you'll be the one that will set me free. Now I'm getting The wind was blowing in the sun. It was a perfect day just to get away. We never touched the ground again. Now I'm getting